Hello there. Welcome to another episode of Dan and Don's Fans Q&A, where you send us the questions, and if we want, we'll give you an answer. Otherwise, we just throw it away.
All right. Here's from Casa de Tu Mama. This question is for Don Frye.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
I heard from a couple of boxers in a video or two that Cuban boxers, even if you win the fight against them, they make you look bad. Do you agree or disagree with this assessment?
Well, are we talking amateur or professional? I mean, because the amateurs in Cuban, hell, they stick around for 4 Olympics. You know, I mean, they're amateurs. They're amateurs for 20 years. So
yeah, I mean, literally as an amateur, they're really a pro.
Yeah. So yeah, they walk in there with 300 amateur fights. So yeah, they know how to make you look bad.
What's your opinion on that, Dan?
No, I just knew that I had looked at before. I want to say the Cuban boxers and stuff like that, how many incredible matches that they had in boxing. And I'm thinking, how can you have this many boxing matches? Most guys, like for the United States, they don't have that many matches before they start looking to turn pro. And yet, like John was saying, they might go through 2 or 3 different Olympic games. And all these amateur events between now and then, where literally they have 300 plus matches underneath their belt. Like going, holy moly, how can you be an amateur and have 300 matches or more? Like, it's just mind boggles to me. But then I don't understand their country as to how do they really regulate what is an amateur, what is a pro?
How many amateur matches did you have, Dan? Do you know?
Oh, amateur in what? Is amateur MMA?
Yeah,
wrestling.
No. I wouldn't even begin to quote you a number. I mean, you got to realize I was averaging. I always tell people I averaged close to 100 matches a year. By my high school freshman year, I was getting like 50 matches in the my regulation season. I'd pick up close to another 100 matches in my spring and summer program. And when you start multiplying that, decade after decade, I've been just spitballing. But it's in the thousands.
Didn't you have like 17 matches in one night or something?
Yeah.
That was at a buffet. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That was back to the line. That's what it was.
And rest assured, there, Mr. Frye, I'm still a loyal member of the Clean Plate Club. There was no scrap left to be found. You didn't think I was going to come at you with that one?
No, I didn't. That was quick. Quick.
I'm on my Geritol today, so hey, partner, you got to watch out there. I'm a little quick here right now.
You must have wrote that down on your dashboard last night.
All right, here's kind of a ridiculous question.
No.
Yeah. Does slapping a man back and forth consist of a lesser charge than aggravated assault, since no closed fists were used? Thanks for your time.
Wait a second. I mean, okay, was this a competition question, or is this just out in the general population?
I think just general population.
Okay. Well, because I like, again, I'm going to go off into a little bit of a tangent, but to have more and more of these slapping competitions, where literally you're slapping each other in the face, and when you see the way that they're teeing off on each other, it is unbelievable the amount of force that they can pop, and literally they're knocking people out with an open palm strike.
Well, you can.
They're doing that in pancreas,
Yeah, pancreation, open hands, you bet.
Yeah.
Because other organizations, some organizations open palm to the face and closed fist to the body were allowed. So
Right.
What So here's another question that a lot of people have been asking, a bunch of people. So it says, would you ever considering having Tank Abbott on the show?
No.
All right. Short and sweet. So I figured.
Well, I've actually been involved with an interview with Tank Abbott. I mean, he's still very full of himself. I mean, it was. I think there's a lot of other people that we could bring on the show. I want our fans to understand that. Sure, John, Frye, and I, we come from an amateur wrestling background. We come from a professional wrestling background. We come from a cage fighting background. And again, John's done some other unique things. I mean, for the fact that he was a fireman, he basically was also
a farrier.
What's that?
A farrier.
Yeah, okay. I could think of again. A lot of people aren't going to understand what that. You gotta watch out how you say that today.
Yeah. That's
today's world here now, because they'll be like going, "What do you mean that Don Frye has like little fairy wings?" No. Don Frye actually was like a blacksmith. I mean, he knew how to shoe horses. He took care of horses. He would trim their toenails, those things of that nature, clean out their hooves. So I mean, Don had a lot of different skill sets there to him. I mean, my background, I came from my parents owned a farm, an 80 acres of tillable land, and an additional almost 40 to 50 acres that was streams, woods, creeks. I mean, just a cool place to grow up on, and but you knew hard work. I mean, I always tell people, it's like, we would put in, maybe an acre of sweet corn. People don't understand how much an acre of sweet corn, that's a lot. That's a lot to keep weeding out, things of that nature. So, and there was just, I don't know why I went up to this tangent like that, but it's kind of going, just maybe, what was the original question now? I lost.
Would we ever have Tank Abbott on the show?
Oh, well, again, I think we'll have sweet corn on there.
We're going to play a chord.
Yeah, I think we'll have sweet corn on there before we have Tank Abbott on there. How's that?
Yippee.
Yeah, that sums it up.
That's just our prerogative right there. I mean, we have an assortment of different people we want to bring on, but we're going to talk to some people from the MMA/NHB industry. We're going to talk to people in the professional industry. We're going to talk to people in the amateur industry, but then we want to talk with sharp business people. There's other people that we want to know that, they might have had an amateur background and that they went on to become very successful in what they did with their parents' land, and that become one of the most influential people in the sport of wrestling because they had the special interest in other areas. So again, there's all kinds of people we want to bring attention to, but then we want just good old Americans. Like the one gentleman that I was talking with just a little bit earlier today that we had an opportunity to speak there. So there's people that we want to bring on board, and we're going to gain a lot more interviews with unique people, because it won't always be Don and I together on this. And maybe sometimes it's just Don holding down the show and doing all the interviews, or vice versa. Where I'm out on road, because a lot of people don't realize I'm on basically a 10-day road trip down through here in the state of Florida, and conducting speaking engagements and seminars, and these are days that we're going to be doing more and more through our podcast to make people aware that, hey, Don also does speaking engagements, he also does seminars, and so a lot of people aren't really aware of that. So making folks aware. Educate, aware, entertain, offend, defend, whatever.
Good, that's good. So here we go. So we just recently had released a video.
I forgot the two greatest one lines to all that. It was make you think or make you scratch your ass. One or the other. Hopefully, not both at the same time.
Yeah, don't forget that. or if you can do it at the same time, that's a pretty talented there.
Well, trust me, I've seen a few people where their family treated it, too many lips onto it there. So where's that? So go ahead.
So recently we released a little video about Don. He was talking with Ken Yasuda about your back surgeries and stuff. So we got a question here from Juan. He says,
just one?
Yeah, just one question.
Just one question?
Yep. Says, what I want to know is how the heck did Don break the rods in his back more than on one occasion? Weren't they titanium rods like Chris Weidman and Anderson Silva have in their legs?
Well, I don't know what the first set was made of. Well, no, the first set was titanium, and I broke that. I'm not for sure, but I'm pretty sure I broke it when a tire blew out in my pickup truck, and going down I-10, bounced me off the guardrail twice, and then pitched me off into the median. And I think that's when I broke it the first time. The second time, they jerked them out, and they put in nickel-plated cobalt steel. And I think that when I broke those was when I was pitching hay from my truck into my girlfriend's truck, and it had rained, and there was the alfalfa and the Bermuda grass was in the bed of the truck, and that makes it slippery as ice. And this also had mud on my boots, so I slipped and fell out and landed on my head. And I think that's when I broke it the second time. And the third time, I can't remember how I broke it the third time. And but
this isn't even news to me. I didn't know you broke them 3 times. I thought it was only twice that you broke them, which was still, it's kind of like going, I know you weren't looking for a record, but I would think that 2 would have been a record. 3 is just downright ridiculous, Mr. Frye.
Yeah,
3 times?
Yeah, I get the dumbass award. Yeah, that's what the.
Here's your sign. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah, and that one was bad because the first time I broke him when he was cutting in. They were doing the surgery. It was like a 10-hour surgery, take out the old, put in the new ones, and then 3 hours for them to scrape out the scar tissue that had built up, because every time I would bend and walk, it would cut into the muscle in my back. And so then the doctor said he almost vomited because of the infection. And but the last time, I had an infection inside my spinal cord, so that one was close. That was close to me going off into the other world, And what's really sad about that one was I'd wake up at 4, and they had placed me in an old folks home to keep me there in an old folks home, keep an eye on me, because I don't know what, there wasn't any room in the ICU or what, or they hadn't determined I was bad enough to go to the hospital. And so I'd wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning just screaming. And Golden Ranch Fire Department came a couple of times, and one of the paramedics informed me if I don't stop cussing, he would refuse to transport me to the hospital. And I looked at the captain and I said, is he fucking serious? And he says, yeah, it's the world's changed, man. He says, it ain't like it used to be, because he knew I used to be a fireman too. And so this poor little paramedic was getting his sensitive feelings hurt because I was cussing.
Only because you might have been in a little bit of pain, like a lot of pain,
right.
More pain than he probably ever felt in his life.
That little fairy will never feel that much pain unless I get my hands on him. But yeah, he almost caused me to die because I was using foul language in his opinion.
Jeez.
I hope from that incident that I think a proper Christmas present this year might be I'll I'll get a pocket thesaurus for you there.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Exactly.
So you can come up with a multi-syllable word that means the exact same thing, but it just doesn't have the same flair as 4 little letters.
Right. So next time, if you're out there and the Golden Ranch Fire Department comes to pick you up, don't use any cuss words because the paramedics are rather sensitive.
So another question because also in that video we showed your knee that we've been taking care of here, and now everyone wants to know also what the hell happened to your knee to cause that hole.
Shit, what happened to it? I had Osgood slaughter when I was growing up, which means the bone erodes a joint. So every once in a while it'll swell up, and it swelled up really bad this time, and somehow I cut it open, and when I went to get a massage, and the guy had a hyperbaric chamber, so I got in the hyperbaric chamber, and it was rather hot in there. I guess the AC wasn't working that day or something, but ended up I formed a pool of sweat underneath me, and when it come time to get out, I rotated onto my knees and to push myself up to get out, and I started wallowing around in the sweat and the dirt, and so it got inside the open hole and got infected it and got behind my kneecap, and I just noticed that it got red and swollen up, so I called Gary Bohe, who's my doctor, and I said,
doctor, but then also fellow teammate at Arizona State University.
Right.
So Devils, there's a shameless plug there just now.
Yeah. Yep. Gary was took second in the nation one year, and then he was on the Canadian Olympic wrestling team. He's a stud, and he's my doctor. And I went in there to see him, and he said, "Holy smokes!" And he used harder language than that, people from a Golden Ranch Fire, but he can get away with it apparently, and it didn't hurt my feelings. And so he called a surgeon, and he said, "Go over see the surgeon right now." And I went and saw the surgeon, and he says, "Well, we're gonna cut on it we're gonna operate on it today." And I said, "The hell you are! I gotta go home, feed my dog and my horse." And he says, "All right, well then we'll do it tomorrow." And I said, "Okay, we do it tomorrow." So he cut it open and scraped all the infection out of it from underneath the kneecap. Did a great job too. Thanks, Doc. Thank you for watching another episode of Dan and Don's Fans Q&A. You better like, subscribe, and share, or I'm going to come to your house.